So, in fact, following the previous sentence of Guru Raj, once we have arrived to this point in which we are either seeking for salvation, enlightenment, self-realization, or just happiness, because we feel unhappy. The question is that possible? In one lifetime, can I sort all these bunch of impressions in one lifetime? The answer is yes. There are hundreds of instances in which this answer was given by Guru Raj. The next thing that is there is the ego. And the first thing is feel comfortable. You need an ego. You need an ego to live. You need and sense of I-ness to be in this body, and you need that imperfection. So sit comfortably. Jesus, Buddha, everybody had an ego. Everybody needs an ego to be in this body. So sit comfortably, accept your ego, and let's go and see what is it, this bunch of impressions that constitute our karma and that constitutes our ego and that constitute our story. What is there? What can we do with that to be happy or become self-realized or achieve salvation or enlightenment or satori? Now, let us go step by step to the method that Guruji taught, the Path of Unfoldment.
We have one factor which is the greatest gift given to us by divinity, and that is the gift of grace. So here karma works hand in hand with grace. If you have millions of years worth of karma stored up within you, which are the impressions that make up your ego self, it does not mean that you have to live millions and millions of lifetimes to get rid of them all. They can be got rid of in one lifetime. Man has the ability in him to reach enlightenment in one lifetime, not by getting rid of the karmas, but by shedding them. This is a totally new angle to Eastern philosophy. This is a totally new angle to the saying, whatever you sow, you must reap. But let us try and understand it in a totally different context. Now, how does one shed karma? The seeds are there. And the normal expression used by Sanskritists is this, that you burn the seeds so that they could not germinate. Now, how does one burn the seeds? Spiritual practices play a great part. The proper mode of life, of living and thinking, plays a great part. But the greater part is played by action and by non-stagnation. I usually say that if you have killed 10 people, it is not necessary to be killed 10 times. You save 11 lives and you have one in the credit. So the impressions and the karma formed by 10 killings is automatically removed, because it works on the balance sheet principle, forever balancing itself. And how much karma you have left on the debit or the credit side is what you are today. Now, as far as karma goes, good karma is equally binding as bad karma.
So the very important concepts for the lesson of today, which we have already kind of outlined in previous lessons, is that karma works hand in hand with grace. This means, in practical terms, that whatever the circumstances you have been placed in, you have been placed in there by grace. It's not a punishment. It's not a matter that you had bad karma or good karma. Both are binding. It is simply that this day, at this very moment, in these particular circumstances, these are the set of circumstances where you have the best opportunity to shed your karma. Shed the karma means that you can put it aside. You don't need to carry it on top of you. You can just leave it in one side, shed it, and be there at this present moment in your actual circumstances to resolve the rest of your karma. I will explain myself. You can shed everything that is not yet manifested of your karma. It's kind of the seeds not fertilized yet. So we're going to create a drought here. And you can just, with those that have been fertilized, means that grace has prepared that, because only grace makes something fertile. So what happens, say, for example, you had killed 10 people on your previous lifetime, and suddenly you are placed on the middle of a fire, and you are a fireman, and you have the opportunity to save 11 people through that action, through performing and resolving yourself in the present circumstance that you are. So this is the first main concept of karma yoga, which is part of the lesson today, and which will be part of the new practice that we will give our students at the end of this third lesson.
Now, how does one shed karma? The seeds are there. And the normal expression used by Sanskritists is this, that you burn the seeds so that they could not germinate. Now, how does one burn the seeds? Spiritual practices play a great part. The proper mode of life, of living and thinking, plays a great part. But the greater part is played by action and by non-stagnation.
Action. Western world is a world of action, and we are telling them that action is through which you resolve your karma, your actual karma, and through these practices, through this path of unfoldment, we are also going to teach you on how to shed the karma that has not yet germinated. So there you are in your one day where you are alive in front of your circumstances, which have everything for you, so that you can unfold and resolve yourself, because this realization can come any day, but it is in fact an action. It is in fact something that is here and now.
I usually say that if you have killed 10 people, it is not necessary to be killed 10 times. You save 11 lives and you have one in the credit. So the impressions and the karma formed by 10 killings is automatically removed, because it works on the balance sheet principle, forever balancing itself. And how much karma you have left on the debit or the credit side is what you are today. Now, as far as karma goes, good karma is equally binding. as bad karma.